Hey, y'all. Y'all know what that is? Remember yesterday when I did a video and told y'all about how my push start button had went all the way in? First of all, excuse all the little things. I keep a clean car and I clean it at the end of the day. And I had got like dust and stuff all over. I keep a Swiffer in my car, so I hadn't been able to Swiffer, child. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. That's where I told y'all the hubby fixed it right, but I just needed y'all to see that I was not lying. So can you imagine? You gonna tap? That's what I was dealing with. Anyway, y'all, happy Wednesday. I hope that you are having a week that is productive or lining up with how you planned it to line up. And if not, I pray that it shifts and starts to work in your favor with the way you want the week to go. We are manifesting all of this. So there's a couple of different things I wanted to talk to y'all about. First up, I'm gonna do some non-Bravo stuff. This is gonna be a real quick video. Give this to y'all, head back out. Because I came and I stopped by and took a quick break and I was like, let me bust this video out real quick and then I will be back. So let's get into some things. Did I ask you how y'all doing? I hope so. I don't want to be rude. First up, Rich Homie Quan. So we know that we talked about the unfortunate passing of Rich Homie Quan. I believe it'll be a week tomorrow, actually. And side note, today is 9/11. Sorry to sidetrack y'all, but today is 9/11. I remember where I was 23 years ago when this happened. I was a manager. I used to manage in different retail stores, and I was a manager in this store at the time. And I was still living in Jersey. And it was 4 days before my wedding. And I remember driving to work. I used to work at this mall called the Hamilton Mall. It's like off the Black Horse Pike, not far from Atlantic City. And I was driving to work, and there was this light that I would have to stop at. And then I would cross the highway to go into the mall parking lot. And I remember hearing, I was listening to Power 99. I believe I was listening to Power 99, Philly station. And I remember hearing about the plane hitting the towers. And I immediately thought, is my cousin good? Because my cousin was in um, a service, a part of the service, a branch of the service. And I was like, wait, is he there? Is he all right? Um, so and I was like kind of waiting to hear about family. Then I remember thinking, wow, I'm supposed to get married in 4 days. This is crazy. I just remember thinking that like this is crazy. And then I go get to work. No one knows what's happening. And I get a call from my district manager and another manager that worked for the company, but was coming to help out in the store that I was at because I was getting ready to get married and go on a honeymoon. So she was coming to help cover while I was gone. Had family in there. So I just remember, like, I could see myself just sitting in the car at the light. I had a red Ford Escort, and we're just thinking, like, is this real? And I remember thinking at that time, my first initial thought was, this is not an accident. That was my first thought. And then I was like, okay, you don't know. You're just hearing. I remember, but that was my initial reaction when I heard about the first plane hitting the tower. I truly remember that. So to anyone who lost someone, if you're watching or know someone that lost someone, still condolences. I know it doesn't get, um, I won't say it doesn't get any easier, but you never forget. Always, oh, that was just a crazy time. But I definitely remember that. And it just dawned on me that today is 9/11. But let's get into these stories. So I believe it was a week ago. No, it'll be a week ago tomorrow. Because he passed away on the 5th. So it was and tomorrow's the 12th. So it was a week ago that Rich Homie Quan passed away. We heard his living girlfriend said she saw him on the couch, put a blanket on him because she thought he was cold, took the kids. Now I thought she took the kids to school, came back, checked on him, and that's when she found him. I didn't know that she took the kids to school, came back, got back in the bed, and then when she woke up later, she found him. But so now we have an update. This is according to Fox 5 Atlanta. So we're going to get into the brief. The Atlanta Police Department has shared the incident report from the officer who responded to the death of rapper Rich Homie Quan. In the report, the rapper's girlfriend says she found his body on the sofa after taking her son to school. The rapper's brother says he placed him on the couch overnight after finding him sleeping on the kitchen floor with food in his mouth. The Atlanta rapper, whose real name is DeQuantis Devontae Lamar, died at his home on September 5th. He was 33 years old. In the report, the responding officer says he was told by Lamar's girlfriend, Amber Williams, that she woke up and found that Lamar was not in the bedroom. After finding him asleep on the sofa, Williams told the officer she left to take her son to school. The officer writes that Williams returned home and took a nap, waking up at around 11 a.m. to check on Lamar. When she touched his body, she noticed it was cold and called 911. We know TMZ released the call, that the 911 call that took place on the day of his passing. While on the scene, I did not observe any foul play. Mr. Lamar did not appear to be alert, conscious, or breathing, the officer wrote in his report. Ms. Williams advised me that Mr. Lamar did not have any medical or underlying diseases. The officer later spoke to Lamar's brother, Andre Mumford, who told him that he had woken up around 3 a.m. and found the rapper asleep on the floor near the kitchen counter. Mr. Mumford advised that it was very unusual because he had food in his mouth, the officer wrote. So he lifted him up and put him on the sofa. While multiple reports suggested the father of five died from a drug overdose, the Fulton County medical examiner told Fox 5 they are awaiting test results before releasing the cause of death. An autopsy took place on Friday. Either way, it's just sad. It just really is. The fact that he found him asleep on the floor with food in his mouth, like, so it's like, did he get something to eat and fall down? Did he get something to eat and sit on the floor? Was he eating and fell on the floor? And when the brother picked him up, because when a person is passed away, that's dead weight, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking or wondering, was he still alive then? Because wouldn't the brother, if you're touching him and trying to move him, wouldn't the brother have noticed something? Because they say rigor mortis sets in pretty quickly. That's what I heard. As a matter of fact, I was listening to a story someone was telling on a podcast the other day about a man who passed away in a coffee shop. And they said that, according to that report, it said it took about 30 minutes before the rigor mortis started setting in. I don't know if that's true for every case. I don't know if it's, I don't know. So I'm wondering if he was alive when his brother found him, because if not, I would think maybe his brother may have noticed that he was cold or hard to lift or not responsive. Because if somebody is knocked out sleeping and you pick them up, unless it's like a child, like that you can just scoop up, they kind of wake up a little bit or do some movement or something. Either way, it's just sad again that she lost him, and that they lost him in the home. It's just, and then to hear this, I cannot even imagine. So, it sounds so cliche, but truly my prayers and good energy just goes out to his family, because this is definitely a tragic loss. Not that it would have made any easier, but sometimes when a person is either sick, battling an illness, or if it was like maybe an accident and you can pinpoint this is what happened, you know what I mean? It can be it seems a little bit more final than now you're replaying over every moment. I saw him. Should I have checked on him? He was on, so I just hope that the family gets mental peace in their minds. Moving on, someone who doesn't deserve any peace. So, and I'm talking about Diddy. This is according to TMZ. I saw it on Instagram on Neighborhood Talk, and then I came over to TMZ to read the article. Diddy sued for monstrous behavior, allegations of brutality and sexual abuse. Diddy is facing yet another lawsuit from a new accuser, a former bandmate who claims the music mogul belittled, terrorized, and sexually abused her, while she also witnessed him savagely beat his ex, Cassie. According to the suit obtained by TMZ, Dawn Richards says she got caught in Diddy's web as a participant on his 2004 MTV show, Making the Band, with the Bad Boys CEO manipulating her by promising to advance her singing career if she relented to his alleged twisted demands. The former Danity Kane member said during on-set auditions, Diddy called female contestants fat, ugly, bitches, and hoes. She said Diddy had particular disdain for her because she was young and excited to work for such a famous person. In 2005, the court docs say Richard saw another of Diddy's former girlfriends, Kim Porter, crying as she left the music studio with her face all banged up. It was then Dawn Richards says she realized Diddy was capable of violence and her life could be in danger. A year later, Dawn Richards was present when Diddy was first introduced to Cassie, invading her space while transfixed on her in a predatory fashion, according to the docs. In 2009, she says she personally witnessed Diddy, high on drugs, throw Cassie against a wall, choke her, and drag her up a flight of stairs in his LA home. Richard says that Diddy also hurled a scalding pan of eggs at Cassie while yelling, "I've been asking you for much. I can't stand you. You never do it right." On other occasions, Richard says Diddy socked Cassie in the face and wrapped his hands around her throat, attempting to strangle her inside his LA mansion. At some point, Richard says she and others, including her Diddy Dirty Money bandmate, Kalina Harper, showed their support to Cassie and advised her to leave Diddy, who found out about the conversation and threatened, "Y'all bees don't get in my relationship. Don't tell my bee what she need to be doing. Just make money and shut the F up. I end artists. I shove careers. You could be missing. You bees want to die today." Lord have mercy. Didn't Kalina end up on Love and Hip Hop for a season? Weren't her and her husband good friends with Kirk and Rashida? And then her and Rashida ended up getting into it. Am I thinking of the right person? Meanwhile, Dawn Richards says she too became a victim of Diddy's abuse, forcing her to rehearse 48 hours at a time without sleep. As a result, she says she dropped a lot of weight and became dehydrated and fatigued while suffering awful rashes. She says one time Diddy demanded she come to his Miami home where he was only wearing underwear. When she asked him to put on clothes, Diddy refused, screaming, "This is my effing house." Diddy's treatment of Richards got worse, she says, between 2009 and 2011. She says Diddy once barged into her dressing room while she was naked at his recording studio. She says Diddy inappropriately touched her breasts and butt. Diddy, she says, also locked her in a car with heavily tinted windows for 2 hours as she screamed for help, even calling her dad for help. Richards claims her dad traveled from Baltimore to New York to free his daughter and confront Diddy, threatening to report him to the police. But she says Diddy told her dad, "Think about your daughter and think about your daughter's career." We reached out to Diddy's reps. So far, no word back. So this is according to TMZ. He was hit with another lawsuit from Dawn Richards. Look, listen, this is all alleged. Do I believe it? Yes, I do. It's just the evil, I'm glad that a reckoning is happening across all platforms, from music to entertainment to just like anybody who deserves to be reckoned with, dealt with, put on blast, whatever. I hope it continues to happen until all of them are exposed, period, and can't do it to anyone else. So my shout out to Dawn for coming forward and talking about all of this. This is just crazy. Speaking of just maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, because that's how I feel. That's just my opinion. According to Page Six, Donald Trump brushes off Taylor Swift's Kamala Harris endorsement. "I like Mrs. Mahomes much better." Mm-hmm. So we know that Taylor is endorsing Kamala Harris. Donald Trump says he likes Brittany Mahomes much better than Taylor Swift after the pop star endorsed Kamala Harris for president. During an interview on Fox and Friends Wednesday, the former commander-in-chief, 78, shared his thoughts on Swift, 34, announcing she will vote for the vice president instead of him in November. Well, I actually like Mrs. Mahomes much better if you want to know the truth. She's a big Trump fan. I was not a Taylor Swift fan. It was just a question of time. You couldn't possibly endorse President Biden, but she's a very liberal person. She seems to always endorse a Democrat, and she'll probably pay a price for it in the marketplace. Trump, who called Swift beautiful in June, concluded his response by praising the cruel summer singer's friend, Brittany Mahomes, and her husband, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes again. Brittany's great. Brittany got a lot of news last week. She's a big MAGA fan. That's the one I like much better than Taylor Swift, the wife of the great quarterback. And he is a great quarterback. I think she's terrific. I wonder if he took a knee, would you think that he was great? Okay. Trump voiced his disdain for Swift just hours after she took to Instagram to share that she was endorsing Harris and running mate Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. Like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now is a great time to do your research, which is what I've been saying, on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you the most. She captioned a photo of herself holding her cat. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for the country. The Grammy winner then said she would be voting for Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them and would lead the country with calm and not chaos. And that's what. Mhm. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate at Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ plus rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. The Shake It Off songstress urged her fans to do their own research before they cast their ballot and make sure they are registered to vote. She concluded the message by signing off as Taylor Swift, childless cat lady, taking a jab at Trump's running mate J.D. Vance's controversial statement about women who do not have kids. I wonder if her and Brittany are going to talk about the election at all, or are they just going to, I know who you stand for, I know who you stand for. It's just, people say vote for who you want to vote for, and I definitely get that. It's just really, I'm sorry, when women choose to back a candidate who is working to actively, well, I guess it's the same thing, but just working to take away our rights. Like you can't scream, I'm sorry, you can't scream women's empowerment. And women should have a right to choose what they want to do. Women this, women that, women that. And then turn around and vote for somebody who is the whose thoughts, who is the antithesis. Oh my gosh, this list that I had to go to speech therapy for back in elementary school, but the antithesis, the opposite. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. It's that this that sometimes gets me messed up. I used to have to go to speech therapy because I used to put my tongue out when I would say S. And now, even at 47 years old, I still employ the tactics that I did in speech therapy where I would have to put my teeth together and say S. She would say, make sure your tongue is behind your teeth when you say that. So anyway, but someone who's actively opposite of that is this crazy to me. But anyway, or I'm sorry, I want to say the word crazy. I don't want to offend anybody. And I actually said it earlier. That's just doesn't make any sense to me. I'll just say that. None at all. Did you see what Elon Musk said to Taylor about, okay, Taylor, I'll give you a baby and watch your cats. Let me read it to y'all. It's like, sir, and I'm not even no Taylor fan. I'm just going to say that. This is what he tweeted. I mean, what's today's date, y'all? Yep, this is it. He said, come on. Fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life. He tweeted this at 12:46. I'm going to show y'all just in case, I'd be trying to lie and be like, I ain't do that. Look. Fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life. Like, what is wrong? And then this is the picture that Taylor posted. Her and her cat. And then signed it Taylor Swift, childless cat lady. Y'all watched the debate last night? I heard a little bit of it, but I'm gonna be honest. I have to go back because last night I could not hear his voice. And I have not been like that. I've been at a place in the last maybe 5 or 6 months where whether it's happiness or sadness or pretty much happiness or sadness thing, I'm pretty even keeled most of the time. And I'm generally, I really do have a positive attitude, a positive outlook on life. That's just the way I've always been. But however, lately, when I allow things to penetrate, whether it's like great happiness or sadness or whatever, I feel like I feel it more deeply now. So when that feeling comes to anger, I don't like feeling that because I know it's not healthy for you. And so before I could listen to him and like debunk, like, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true, doing research, even the sound of Kamala's person she was debating last night, the sound of his voice, I could not do it. I just couldn't. And so I've been seeing the clips though. And like I said, we had it on for a little bit last night, but neither one of us, because it just makes me so angry. To me, it's the lies. It's things that could be debunked. Again, people vote for and believe what they want to believe, but I have a hard time with people who believe something that is alive, right? Or you discount a person continuing a lie because you want to really and truthfully uphold white supremacy, so you want to vote for this person. It just takes me to a place of, so I didn't. But if y'all did, y'all let me know what y'all thought, because I pretty much got the gist of it. And I actually this morning read some different things and all that. So y'all let me know what y'all thought of it if you did. Let me know what y'all think about Taylor endorsing Kamala, what y'all think about Dawn Richards suing Diddy for everything that she went through and making the ban, and about rich homie Quan and the new update that we received. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all later. See y'all. And listen, be careful when you push your push starts, because I still can. I'm like, really? Y'all know, side note, I said I was leaving. I had this little boy get in the other day with his mom. When I tell you, he got to hitting. I have a double sunroof. They call it a moonroof because I have two. So it's a sunroof, and then the other one is like a moonroof. It's basically two sunroofs in the car, right? And it opens, one opens. This little started stepping on my backseat. I said, sit down. No, I said, sit down. His mom was trying to get the bags in the car, and she's, stop doing that. Ma'am, you about to have to find a different way. Then he starts taking his hands and just hitting the sunroof. I said, stop hitting that glass. Just banging on the sun. Now I got to get because I tried to like wipe it, but sometimes it just smears. So now I got to get some Dawn dish detergent. Soap, and just clean it that way. But y'all, when I tell y'all, this little got to banging on my, anyway, all right. And not little, he was school age, like 4, I think, 3 or 4. Knew exactly what he was doing. Who child? So I just said a prayer for his mom, because she had him, and then she had another one in a little baby car, and her and I had a conversation. But yeah, anyway, y'all, I love y'all again, and I will talk to y'all later. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord as I go back out in these streets, okay? Pray for me, y'all. Talk to you later. See ya.